Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. There's still no progress in the disturbing case of an infant found dead in the Lloydminster landfill last November. 26-year-old Danielle Jackson is charged with concealing the body of a child. She was in court again this morning, but her plea hearing was again pushed back, this time to November 26th, over a year after the incident occurred. Jackson has yet to enter a plea despite multiple court appearances over the past 5 months. Members from across Alberta combed the landfill for 5 days last November before finding the newborn's remains. It wasn't until 5 months later that charges were laid against Jackson. The Western Stock Growers Association held its regional directors meeting at Lakeland College in Vermilion today, and it couldn't have come at a better time, with discussions front and center on the local impact of the E. coli outbreak and the closure of the XL beef plant. A frustrated group of producers are wondering why they become the target of a political tug-of-war.
There's several things we can do. Number one is not panic. Number two is remind the consumer that that beef is still safe.
We need to have some answers, and we need to have some accountability of who was responsible, because this didn't just happen overnight. There were signs, and there was a lack of action, and we need some answers.
We will have more information on this story on tomorrow night's newscast. A Cohewan man is in custody, accused of setting a St. Paul home on fire. RCMP say the fire broke out in one of the oldest homes in town.
The residence that caught on fire was known to the RCMP, and it was a popular place for the transient population to come and go.
The incident happened Saturday afternoon. 2 people were inside the home and had to be rescued.
Transported to the hospital mainly for precaution because of the smoke that was in the house at the time, but they were released shortly after without any injuries.
Witnesses tell police they saw a man running from the scene after the fire started. Police have a 34-year-old man in custody. Charges are pending. A damage estimate isn't known yet, and the fire is under investigation. Well, the first Aboriginal North American was elevated to sainthood at the Vatican yesterday, and today Kateri Tekakwitha was commemorated right here in the border city. Close to 800 Holy Rosary students gathered to honor the saint, and many devout Aboriginal Christian students say this makes their faith even stronger.
We come here today to honor one of your saints, fellow Canadian First Nations, Kateri Tekakwitha. Now that I have someone of my own descent to kind of inspire me and show me a better way to it, to open it up to a different view of Christianity, it'll help me a lot with becoming a better person and realizing who I am in life and where I can go.
It lifts me up to show that people care not just about, they care more about Natives than other people thought.
And after the commemoration ceremony, students and staff gathered for a traditional feast. And our regional harvest is being celebrated tomorrow in a way that will be sure to satisfy your appetite. The annual Harvest Festival's culinary fair will feature locally made products from around the region to support our farmers and growers and promote fresh and healthy eating. Staff are already working hard to set up the event.
Today we're preparing the food for the festival, which is tomorrow. There are some things that we can prepare ahead of time and then set out to be fresh for tomorrow.
Harvest Festival will be organized like a buffet with food tickets so you can sample each local vendor's food.
It's an inexpensive evening, $25, and you will be full when you leave. There are 10 food stations, there's beverage stations, dessert. It's just a good way to come out and show your support to local producers and to connect yourself to some of them in case you're interested in buying your food locally and finding out how it's grown.
Tickets are currently on sale at Weir Veterinary Services, The Route, and the Lloydminster Exhibition. Now, depending on sales, some may also be available at the door. You can call that number there on your screen for more information.